Nature is a force well known to us. Through the ages, nature has given us all that we require to flourish, and nature has destroyed that which we love. It's a force to be adored, yet feared, for it can give life and take life away. So today, here at Unexplained Mysteries, we'll be taking a look at 3 interesting natural phenomena. Infernos inside trees. Lightning is a deadly force, not one to be played with. The electric voltage of a single bolt of lightning can reach 10 million volts, reaching temperatures of 50,000 degrees Fahrenheit, 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun. Storms are commonplace in many places around the world, and as such, it should be of no surprise that a frequent target for these powerful strikes are trees. Whether trees in a simple park, orchard, valley, forest, or in green pastures, trees tend to be the tallest objects, rendering them incredibly vulnerable when it comes to storms and lightning. Lone trees, that is to say trees which grow alone in vast areas, surrounded by few other buildings, structures, or other trees, are most at risk. Having said that, any tree can easily be a target provided they are tall enough. This can be more than a little dangerous if a particularly huge tree is next to a school, business, or home. When a tree is hit with a strike of lightning, the sap inside of it begins to rapidly boil until the fluids generate hot steam, exploding the cells in the wood. This often results in the tree's bark peeling away or, in violent enough cases, even being blown away explosively. If the tree is fortunate, it will survive, only having one side of it be affected by the painful blow. Trees can heal from a lightning strike if they are given enough nutrients and time, provided that they are not destroyed on the spot. These are times when something extraordinary happens, though it is tragic for the tree affected. If lightning strikes harshly enough to cut through the entirety of the bark and not be dispelled by the tree's sap-based protection system, then the trees are destroyed, and a flaming inferno burns within them, consuming them from inside out. The tree in question does sometimes look damaged, with shattered bark and wood, but other times the tree may lack any outward evidence of being hurt. The damage tends to be internal or based in the roots instead, as the electrical current flows through the trunks into the roots, eventually dissipating in the ground. The phenomena of trees burning from inside out are certainly rare, though lightning doesn't necessarily have to be the only reason for why this occurs. Forest fires are able to cause this as well, often if flames get in through a small crack or hole in the tree. In recent years, the forest fires from California have been causing a rise in the number of this phenomenon. Fire whirl, also known as fire tornadoes and fire devil. Tornadoes cause immense strife, destroying buildings, farms, vehicles, humans, and animal lives alike. Sometimes the horror of a tornado can be amplified by fire. As if the sheer force of air wasn't terrifying enough, the element can combine with flames and create a fire whirl, fire devil, or fire tornado. When a tornado or whirlwind is near an area of tremendous heat, or if the temperatures inside or near it rapidly rise, then the heat and wind combine together, forming a tornado-like vortex which begins to suck in anything that's in its path, including combustible gases that may feed the flames, extending the vortex's lifespan. Temperatures inside fire whirls can reach 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit, as they have a consistently burning core that rotates in a thin pocket of air, and are often present during wildfires and, in some rare cases, can even spawn out of simple bonfires. The biggest fire whirls have been born out of forest fires, usually between 30 to 164 feet tall and several feet wide. They tend to last only several minutes, but there have been some recorded instances of them lasting for about 20. These are not tornadoes in a traditional sense, as they lack the necessary aspect of touching the Earth's surface from a large cloud base. A tornado is classified as a tornado only when it touches the ground from a base of clouds. Fire whirls generally do not do this. As such, despite often being thought of as being the same thing, fire whirls and fire tornadoes are different. The latter differs from the former by the fact that a fire tornado is a separate event when there is an inferno, which has such uncontrollable energy that it creates a tornado from the intensity of its height and strength alone. The very first time that fire tornadoes were confirmed was in 2003, during the Canberra bushfires. But since then, there have been cases of this terrifying phenomena occurring in the Carr Fire in California in 2018 and this year, 2020, in the Loyalton Fire of Nevada and California. Unlike firewhirls, which are generally formed from surface winds and heat-induced lifting, real fire tornadoes are a force straight from hell, as they are induced from a tornadic mesocyclone aloft, that is to say, actual tornadoes composed entirely of fire. Though firewhirls may not be as dangerous as fire tornadoes, they are not a force to be reckoned with. With ease, a firewhirl is able to uproot trees as tall as 50 to 80 feet. In a wildfire, these flaming whirls can propagate new, stronger fires to begin by spreading the heat and intensity further around the affected area, burning embers falling onto vulnerable tree barks or dry grasses, carried by the winds. Firewhirls are also common during the eruptions of volcanoes. Darrell Clinton struck by lava. Like all natural disasters, erupting volcanoes should be feared. They are forces that overpower humanity, and often we hear stories about supervolcanoes and the dreadful harm they cause, the threat of the Yellowstone supervolcano constantly circling back into relevancy in the media every few months. Though it isn't only the supervolcanoes which we should be wary of, but also the lesser-known yet still tremendously dangerous volcanoes, such as the Kilauea volcano in Hawaii. The Kilauea has been actively erupting since 1983 and is known as one of the most active modern volcanoes on the planet, going in and out of eruptive phases and periods. In 2018, a man by the name of Darrell Clinton was gravely injured by a lava bomb during the eruptions of the Kilauea volcano. The disaster completely shattered his leg, but he, fortunately, survived the experience with the knowledge that if he'd been hit a mere few centimeters in a different direction, he likely would not have survived. The impact allegedly threw Clinton against a wall in the room he was in. The sheer force of the spurt of boiling lava and rock was so incredible that Clinton later went on to claim it was the worst impact of his life. When he was struck by lava and burning rock, Clinton was on the balcony of a home he was protecting in the Puna district, 3 floors up. The Puna district suffered greatly during the eruption, with the lava swallowing over 24 houses and buildings in the 2 to 3 weeks when the Kilauea volcano was in its eruptive state. When describing the exploding fissure that struck him, he described it as if it was a rifle barrel. It went straight at him, giving him no time nor opportunity to move out of the way of this lethal blow. Usually, launching rocks from lava fissures move in a way which allows any potential victims a few spare moments to jump out of the way. Unfortunately, it was not the case for Darrell Clinton. The seriousness of his situation did not escape Clinton, who was traumatized due to both the irreversible damage done to his leg as well as the fact that he could well have perished given a slightly different position. Clinton's friend managed to take him down to the ground floor with some difficulty, dragging him into her truck, after which she called 911, getting the attention of the fire crew. Clinton laid helplessly in the truck, believing himself to be a goner. Darrell Clinton stated, "I thought I was going to lose my life due to the amount of blood being lost." Though the property damage was vast during these volcanic outbursts, Clinton had been the very first person to sustain a grave injury from the eruptions, though fortunately no loss of life occurred during this period, with only 23 injured apart from Clinton. When asked to talk about his experience, he explained that after the initial strike, he fell into a flaming chair, which caught on fire as a result of the heated lava. His foot, he claimed, hanging from his ankle, flapping around wildly. The doctors taking care of him told him that he wouldn't be able to use his foot for a prolonged amount of time. The home he was attempting to protect was damaged, but unlike so many other buildings which were consumed whole by the flows of lava, it's still standing. Nature should be loved for all that it gives us. We owe our very origins to it. Nature is what created us. Whether or not you believe in evolution or creation, we are made of nature. Yet, we must never forget the power it holds over us. In the past few centuries, we have achieved grand feats that have advanced us as a society beyond the greatest imaginations of our ancestors. But we are not, and never will be, stronger than the force that made us. Nature can be absolutely horrifying, with phenomena that can strike the fear of existence and divinity within us. Tornadoes, fire whirls, cyclones, earthquakes, hurricanes, tsunamis, mudslides, wildfires, and volcanoes are forces greater than us. But what do you make of these natural phenomena? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comment section below and help us by growing this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.